Okay, so we're going to run through some of the questions that we'll be getting from you, and thanks for your questions. If you've got any questions, do ping them through. I'm always interested to hear from you. So Farah, what's the question?
So this question came through after the net zero video. What is a net zero company?
What is a net zero company? All right, okay. What is a net zero company? Look, there's two answers to this. The first is A. So what is a net zero company? A, any company. All right. Okay. And B, it's a company following, and I'll fill the rest in a second. Any company. Now here's the challenge with net zero is you can call yourself net zero. There's no restriction on that, and many people do. So they just, to be absolutely frank, they extend the truth. So they say, look, we're fitting LEDs, we're going to buy an electric car, we're a net zero company. It's an unregulated term, and it's widely abused by a lot of people. So if you see a net zero company, what you need to do is dig under the skin and say, okay, if you're net zero, what following a framework are you following? Okay, and that means that they're using a recognized process. So it's not just about them saying they're net zero, they've got a structure and they've got a system in place. Now, broadly, what it means is that a company emits CO2 as it does stuff. Okay, so that's what happens. You do things, you travel, you buy things, you buy raw materials, or you go and rent yourself a brand new building. You will cause CO2 to be emitted, or you will emit CO2, and a net zero company will offset that. Okay, with maybe paying someone to plant trees or some other sort of carbon reduction technologies, solar cookers, fitting of heat pumps instead of gas boilers, etc., etc. All good stuff. But they will also reduce their use there before they offset. And that's what this framework will say. So if they're using a recognized framework, it says, well, you can't just offset, you have to go through a system, a structured system of reducing things down. So what is a net zero company? It's any company that calls itself net zero. Or B, one that's following a framework that is a recognized framework, and that will take them through a system of reducing their CO2 that they're emitting and offsetting it. And just to give you a couple, these are the ones off the top of my head. So this is the one I was working with this morning. Science-based targets. Love that. That's a really good standard. Love that a lot. United Nations Global Compact. We love that a lot. That's a good structure. B Corp. Again, good system there. There's others out there, but they're the three I'm going to leave you with. So if they're not following a framework, question mark whether they're telling you the truth or not. And second, if it's not one of the big ones, well, what is it? What's the structure? What's the science behind it? What's the rigor? You just have to dig under the skin. All right. So there you go, Farah. That is what a net zero company is. Sound okay?
Great, thank you.
All right, there you go. If you've got any questions regarding net zero, carbon neutrality, ESOS compliance, SECR compliance, or just measuring your carbon footprint, we'd love to hear from you. Drop us a line, info@enistic.com, or go onto the website, enistic.com, and use the chat bot there, or even easier, pop a comment in the section below.